Now dealing with nucleophilic substitution reactions. Nucleophilic substitution reactions. So what are nucleophilic substitution reaction? We said those reaction in which one kind of nucleophile gets substituted by another. So in haloalkane, halo is the nucleophile which can be substituted by OH, can be substituted by cyano, can be substituted by amino, and various other nucleophiles are possible. So one by one we are dealing with these possibilities. So the first reaction is reaction with KOH. Now before I begin with the reaction, let us discuss that nucleophilic substitution reaction. The nucleophilic substitution reaction may proceed through SN1 mechanism. It may proceed through SN2 mechanism. Now remember, the choice of the mechanism does not depend upon the reagent utilized. It only depends upon the nature of the haloalkane. If haloalkane is primary, then it will follow SN2 kind. If it is primary, then it would be SN2 mechanism that would be followed. And when haloalkane is tertiary, then it will follow SN1. So the choice of the mechanism depends upon the nature of haloalkane and not on the reagent utilized. So any reagent utilized, the choice of the mechanism depends upon the nature of the haloalkane. If it is primary, then SN2. If it is tertiary, then it would be SN1. I told you, if reaction proceeds through SN1, always racemization takes place. Mechanism we have already discussed. If reaction proceeds through SN2, then inversion takes place. So let us concentrate on the reaction. So first reaction is reaction with KOH. Now before I begin, let us discuss regarding KOH. We are aware that KOH is solid. Now solids are not the reagents, they are not ready to react. Therefore, to convert KOH into a reactive species, it is either dissolved in water or dissolved in alcohol. It is either dissolved in water or it is dissolved in alcohol. Now if it is dissolved in water, it is termed as aqueous KOH. If KOH is dissolved in water, it is termed as aqueous KOH. But if KOH is dissolved in alcohol, it is termed as alcoholic KOH. Now what is the difference between the aqueous KOH and alcoholic KOH? Now the broader difference is that aqueous KOH is substituting agent. It will always cause substitution, whereas alcoholic KOH is eliminating agent. It will always cause elimination. So KOH, if it is aqueous, it will cause substitution because it is substituting agent, and if it is alcoholic, it will cause elimination because it is eliminating agent. So right now we are dealing with substitution reaction, therefore we are using aqueous KOH. So reaction with aqueous KOH. The reaction with aqueous KOH, what happens? So suppose you have taken RX, a journal haloalkane, RX haloalkane. If it is made to react with KOH dissolved in water, that is aqueous KOH, simply the halo get replaced by OH. X from here and K from here goes in form of KX, and this X would be replaced by OH. This X is a nucleophile, OH is a nucleophile. Since one nucleophile is getting substituted by another, therefore it is an example of nucleophilic substitution reaction where haloalkane is converted into alcohol. Haloalkane is converted into alcohol. Haloalkane is the reactant, alcohol is the product. Through substitution it has taken place. Suppose if I have taken this compound, This is isobutyl chloride, CH3, CH2, CHCl, CH3. This is isobutyl chloride. When it is made to react with KOH dissolved in water, that is aqueous QH, this Cl get replaced by OH, resulting in formation of isobutyl alcohol. Now, which mechanism will be followed? Will it be SN1 or SN2? So it depends upon the nature of haloalkane. The haloalkane, if it is primary, then the reaction will proceed through SN1 pathway. If it is tertiary, then it will pass through or follow the SN1. If it is primary in nature, if haloalkane is primary, then SN2 would be followed, and if it is tertiary, then SN1 would be followed. So the path does not depend upon the nature of reagent, it only depends upon the nature of haloalkane. So if we use aqueous QH, what would be the product? Haloalkane converts into alcohol first. Now, one of the very important reaction, very important because it is a synthetic reaction. What is meant by synthetic reaction? Synthetic reactions are those reactions which are utilized to synthesize the other compounds or other molecules or compounds. Now, the reaction is reaction with KCN, potassium cyanide. Reaction of haloalkane with KCN, potassium cyanide. Now, suppose if we have taken RX, haloalkane, say it is having X carbon. Now, this carbon is present in R alkyl. So, haloalkane which is having X carbon, if it is made to react with KCN dissolved in water, that is aqueous KCN, then what happens? This X and this K goes in form of KX and CN get attached to alkyl, resulting in formation of RC triple bond N called as cyanoalkane. So the number of carbon in haloalkane, say it is X now. These carbon are present in R. So if number of carbon present in haloalkane is X, then due to attachment of cyano group, cyanoalkane will have one carbon more than the number of carbon in haloalkane. Therefore, it is termed as ascent of series reaction. This is a very important ascent step where we increase number of carbon by 1. So if haloalkane is converted into cyanoalkane, then there would be increase in number of carbon by 1. Therefore, this is termed as ascent of series reaction. Ascent of series reaction. Let us discuss taking an example. Suppose you have taken CH3CH2Cl. CH3CH2Cl, in which this is ethyl chloride, in which there are two carbons. Ethyl chloride is having two carbon. If this ethyl chloride is made to react with KCN dissolved in water, that is aqueous KCN, then this Cl get replaced by Cn. Cl from here, K from here goes in form of KCl, and this Cl, which is a nucleophile, gets substituted by another nucleophile which is Cn. Cl get replaced by Cn, and this would be the product. So product would be CH3 CH2 C triple bond N. CH3 CH2 C triple bond N. This is called as ethyl. This is cyanide. So this compound is ethyl cyanide. So over here, this was ethyl chloride, and now it has converted into ethyl cyanide. Number of carbon in the on the reactant side was 2. Number of carbon on the product side is 3. Since number of carbon in the chain has increased by 1, therefore this is called as ascent of series reaction. This reaction is called as ascent of series. Why? Because 2 carbon reactant has converted into 3 carbon product. Number of carbon has increased by 1. 3 carbon is prop or single bond ane. 3 carbon means prop or single bond ane, and this N is named as nitrile. So this is propane nitrile. So over here the cyano is converted into, over here cyano is this chloro. the haloalkane is converted into cyanoalkane. We have converted the haloalkane into cyanoalkane with one carbon more. Therefore, this is termed as ascent of series reaction. Now, there is very important concept termed as the treatment of cyano group. There is a word called as treatment of cyano group. The cyano group, which is very important. Now, there are three very important treatment of cyano compounds. Now, this is useful in this particular unit, haloalkane, and it is also useful in other unit to follow. It is a very important concept, the concept involving the treatment of cyano group. So there are, remember, we are dealing with treatment of cyano group. Treatment of cyano, what we have done? We have converted haloalkane into cyanoalkane, and now we are dealing with the treatment of cyano. We are dealing with the treatment of cyano. So there are three treatment of cyano possible. Number one, partial hydrolysis of cyano compounds. Number two, the complete hydrolysis of cyano compound. Number three, the reduction of cyano compound. There are three very important treatment of cyano group, which is very useful in this unit and unit to follow. It's a very important fundamental concept. You should remember it. You should remember this. Very important that cyano can be treated in three ways. Number one, partial hydrolysis. Number two, complete hydrolysis. Number three, reduction. So let us deal them one by one. First, if I come to partial hydrolysis. Now, the partial hydrolysis is the phenomena where the cyanoalkane converts into amide. In this method or in this treatment, which is termed as the partial hydrolysis, the cyano converts into amide. Very important, cyano into amide. Now this partial hydrolysis of cyanoalkane can be brought about by treating it with concentrated HCl. How we can bring about the partial hydrolysis? It is through treating it with concentrated HCl. So when cyanoalkane is made to react with concentrated HCl, it automatically undergo partial hydrolysis converting into amide. Now, in case of concentrated HCl, since amount of water is less, therefore hydrolysis would be partial. If we are using concentrated HCl, since amount of water in concentrated HCl would be less, therefore it causes only partial hydrolysis, converting cyano into amide. Let's discuss with an example. Suppose you have taken RC triple bond N cyanoalkane with X carbon. RC triple bond N cyanoalkane with X carbon, and if it is made to react with concentrated HCl, since HCl is concentrated, therefore amount of water would be less. Therefore, one molecule of cyanoalkane will react with only one molecule of water. One molecule of cyanoalkane will react with only one molecule of water. What happens? This O combines to C, this H2 combines to N, converting into RC double bond O and H2. How cyano is converting into amide we are discussing. It is through partial hydrolysis using concentrated hydrochloric acid, concentrated HCl. When one cyano molecule reacts with one molecule of water, O combines over here, H combines over here, and this cyanoalkane with X carbon converts into amide with same number of carbon. So this is about the partial hydrolysis. Partial hydrolysis converts cyano into amide. Now, if we discuss the second process, the complete hydrolysis. If we discuss regarding the complete hydrolysis, what happens when cyanoalkane are completely hydrolyzed? So during the complete hydrolysis, the cyanoalkane converts into carboxylic acid. In partial, cyano converts into amide, but in complete, the cyano converts into acid. The cyano converts into amide in case of partial hydrolysis. Cyano converts into acid in case of complete hydrolysis. This complete hydrolysis is carried out using dilute HCl. By using dilute HCl. Now if HCl is dilute, then amount of water would be high. If amount of water is high, then it causes complete hydrolysis. So concentrated HCl cause partial hydrolysis, whereas dilute HCl cause complete hydrolysis, converting cyano into acid. Let's elaborate. Suppose you are taking this RC triple bond N, this cyanoalkane with X carbon is made to react with dilute HCl. Now if HCl is dilute, amount of water would be high, it will cause complete hydrolysis. Therefore one molecule of cyanoalkane will now react with two molecules of water. It was one cyanoalkane with one water molecule in case of concentrated HCl partial hydrolysis. Now one is reacting with two, it is complete hydrolysis. So what happens? Now 2 into 2, 4H. There are 4H. This what happens? This carbon nitrogen bond breaks. During the reaction, the carbon nitrogen bond breaks. 2 into 2, 4 hydrogen, of which 3 hydrogen combines with 3 hydrogen, not 2, 3 hydrogen combined with nitrogen. 3 hydrogen combines with nitrogen, converting nitrogen into ammonia. Out of 4 hydrogen, 3 combine with nitrogen to convert the nitrogen into ammonia. So nitrogen getting converted into ammonia. This N is converting into NH3. Now we are left over with this carbon nitrogen bond breaks. Out of 4 hydrogen, 3 combines with nitrogen to form NH3. Now we are left over with 2 oxygen and 1 hydrogen. It was 4 hydrogen, 2 oxygen. 3s, 4 hydrogen, 2 oxygen, of which 3s combined to nitrogen. Now we are left over with 1 hydrogen and 2 oxygen. 1 oxygen combined with this C. 1 oxygen combined with the C to form RC double bond O. 1 O combines with C to form RC double bond O. Left over 1 O and 1 H forms OH. Left over 1 H and 1 O forms OH. This OH combines with C. So it forms RC double bond OOH. RC double bond OOH. RC double bond OOH results in formation of acid. The cyanoalkane converts into acid with same number of carbon, and also ammonia is produced. Let us take this ethyl nitrite. Suppose you are taking ethane nitrile 1, methyl cyanide or ethane nitrile 1. This is cyanoalkane having 2 carbon. If it is treated with dilute HCl, which will cause complete hydrolysis, converting cyano into acid. Once again, what happens? When this cyanoalkane is made to react with dilute HCl, the carbon nitrogen bond breaks. Over here, 2 into 2, 4 hydrogen, of which 3 combines to nitrogen, converting it into ammonia. 1 O combined with this carbon, C double bond O. Left over 1 H and 1 O, 3S combined with this, 1 is left over, 1 H and 1 O combines over here, it converts into acid. So cyanoalkane converts into acid, cyanoalkane converts into acid. So cyano converts into amide, cyano converts into cyano, okay, over here the cyano compound converts into amide. When we carry out partial hydrolysis, cyano converts into acid when we carry out complete hydrolysis. Now, okay, I think this concept of treatment of cyano may be clear to you. There is one more way of treating cyano, that is through reduction. So 3 treatments are there, I said. One is partial hydrolysis, second one is complete hydrolysis, and third one is reduction. Now reduction will convert cyanoalkane into amine. Partial converts cyano into amide. Complete converts cyano into acid, and reduction converts cyano into amine. So there are three possibilities or three treatment of cyano possible. One is partial hydrolysis, other is complete hydrolysis, and third one is reduction. Partial causes conversion of cyanide into amide, complete causes conversion of cyanide into acid, and reduction changes cyanide into amine.